our keynote speaker for the honors convocation this morning and to welcome him to the campus of Morgan State University. A native of Washington, D.C., and the son of a prominent Maryland politician, his father was Congressman Lawrence Hogan Sr., who served in the U.S. Congress representing Maryland's 5th Congressional District, and his father later served as county executive in Prince George's County. The Honorable Lawrence J. Hogan Jr. was educated in Landover, Maryland, and later in Daytona Beach, Florida. He then studied government and political science at Florida State University, where he earned the bachelor's degree in 1978. His family background, which exposed him to politics at a young age, and his formal education positioned him and motivated him to pursue a life of public service and a life of leadership. Involved in state and national politics at an early age, while in college, Governor Hogan worked for the minority leader of the Florida House of Representatives, and upon graduation worked on Capitol Hill for a California congressman. Thereafter, he helped his father run a successful campaign, as I indicated, for Prince George's County Executive, and was later involved in the volunteer work of Republican youth in the presidential campaign of candidate and former President Ronald Reagan. For 25 years, Governor Hogan was a successful Maryland business leader in real estate, having founded Hogan Companies in Annapolis in 1985 and provided real estate services for hundreds of the top national, regional, and local developers, builders, lenders, and investors. Since then, the company has handled over $2 billion in real estate transactions. During these years, after launching 2 unsuccessful campaigns for Congress, Larry Hogan was appointed to a 4-year term as Secretary of Appointments under Governor Robert Ehrlich, where he supervised the appointment of a bipartisan, inclusive, and diverse administration. After a successful gubernatorial campaign in 2014, Larry J. Hogan Jr. was sworn in as the 62nd governor of the state of Maryland, becoming only the 2nd Republican governor in Maryland in almost 50 years, as well as the first Marylander from Anne Arundel County to be elected governor of Maryland in more than 100 years. 60 days after becoming governor of Maryland, Larry Hogan faced the greatest challenge of his life when he was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. For 5 months, he became the state's exemplar of courage, of strength, of determination, as he fought the disease and underwent many days of aggressive chemotherapy, multiple surgeries, spinal taps, and countless scans. Now 100% cancer-free. 100% cancer-free. After waging his own personal battle with the disease, he has taken on the new calling to raise resources and awareness for all those battling cancer and to do whatever it takes to find a cure for the disease. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Morganites, please join me this morning in giving a warm, enthusiastic Morgan welcome to a man of courage, a man of determination, a man whose life and battles sent a powerful message about strength and resolve in the face of adversity. Please join me in welcoming the 62nd governor of the great state of Maryland, the Honorable Larry J. Hogan, Jr.
Well, thank you. Thank you all so much. Please, good morning. Good morning. Thank you all very much. President Wilson, thank you for that kind introduction. I learned things I didn't even know about myself. Distinguished guests, regents, deans, faculty members, alumni, students, and ladies and gentlemen, it is truly an honor to be here today, joining with all of you to celebrate the remarkable academic accomplishments of this distinguished student body at this year's Morgan State University Honors Convocation. As one of the nation's preeminent historically black colleges and universities and a premier research institution, Morgan State University is vital to the future success of the state of Maryland. Our administration is proud to enthusiastically support this great institution, and we have been fully committed to supporting all of the HBCUs which contribute so much to our state. In the budget that passed, it just became law last week, we have substantially increased operational funding for Morgan State University. Thank you. In fact, our budget provides the largest increase in funding for Morgan in many, many years. In addition, our capital budget also included and added $35 million for the construction of the new Behavioral and Social Sciences Center. And another $4.7 million to begin the new Student Services Center. It's these kinds of smart investments in a strong university that can make it even stronger and can help make a transformational difference for Morgan, its students, and to our shared future. I'm so excited to see the progress that your president, Dr. Wilson, and the Morgan State community has achieved in helping Maryland's most important city and your neighboring communities. Morgan continues its proud history of developing well-rounded leaders while preparing them for opportunities in business, science, engineering, education, healthcare, the liberal arts, and more. Yours is an impressive record, and it's just one of the many reasons that I'm so honored to be here this morning among the best and brightest that Morgan State has to offer. And I want to applaud and congratulate each and every one of the students here today on all of your hard work and dedication in your pursuit of knowledge and higher learning. Let's give them all a big round of applause this morning. I'm here today as the 62nd governor of the great state of Maryland, but I'm also here as a lifelong Marylander who grew up in Prince George's County, as a long-standing small business owner, and as someone who decided to run for office not out of any desire to be something, but because I wanted to do something, because I refused to sit back and do nothing when Maryland's future was at stake. It is with that mindset and with those life experiences that I'd like to offer a few thoughts for your consideration. Preparing for today led me to think back, way back, to when I was graduating from college. Seems like 100 years ago. Back when I was a few years younger and a few pounds lighter and had a lot more hair, I thought about what advice, if given the chance, I would want to impart to my younger self. It turns out that the important things have nothing to do with politics and everything to do with life. First of all, I would urge every one of you to ignore the naysayers and the prognosticators, ignore the negative chorus who throw out comments from the cheap seats, but who don't actually step up into the action. Take it from me, because if I had listened to them, there's no way I would be standing here today. Instead, choose to be bold, choose to take action, and wrestle with life's challenges with everything you've got in order to thrive and succeed. As you get ready to begin the next chapter in your lives, if you're relentless, tenacious, and stay positive, you will exponentially increase your odds of success. Looking back now, I'm incredibly thankful for those times in my life when I took risks and overcame long odds, those times when I did what people said could not possibly be done. If you believe in something, if you work hard and you do all the right things, success is still not guaranteed, but it's the only way to advance yourself and to make your mark on society. Second piece of advice that I'd like to share with you is to always be willing to not just challenge the status quo, but to utterly shatter it. It's a life lesson I've always carried with me. And just think of examples among the Morgan State University family. You need to look no further than your own president, Dr. David Wilson, to see what it takes to succeed in life. He represents the grit and tenacity that we all strive for, and that today all of you represent by your academic success. Or think about Morgan alumni like the Honorable Robert Bell, who served as Chief Judge on the Maryland Court of Appeals, our highest court, for 17 years. Valerie Thomas, a pioneer in science and a celebrated inventor. Great leaders like my good friend Senator Nathaniel McFadden, and former members of Congress like the chairman of your Board of Regents, Kwesi Mfume, who spoke earlier in the program, and Perrin Mitchell, whose nephew Kiefer is a key member of our administration. Too often life tries to box us in and force labels upon us. We're told sometimes how to think, or what to do. But people who just go along with the crowd don't usually bring about real change. It's not always the loudest voices that inspire people the most. Growing up in pretty tough neighborhoods inside the Washington Beltway and Landover and Capitol Heights, as a kid, it would be hard for me to imagine how I could end up one day becoming governor of the state. When I decided to run, I knew that it would be an uphill battle. Some people thought I was completely crazy. Most people didn't give us much of a chance. And the odds were certainly stacked against me. Some of you may know what that feels like. But I've always loved challenges. And since you are sitting here today at this honors convocation, I bet you do too. Even more importantly, I love this state, and I love the people of this state. And I knew that Maryland's future could be better and brighter than its present or its past. And I wanted to be a force for real and lasting change, because Marylanders deserve better than the status quo. I challenge all of you, no matter where life takes you, don't let anyone tell you that you can't accomplish something. And don't just try to fit the mold. Why not try to break the mold? Cast aside the labels. Think outside the box, and there's no limit to how much you can achieve. Next, I would encourage all of you this morning to expect the unexpected and to not get thrown off course when obstacles appear from out of nowhere. And perhaps most importantly, always remember the things in your life that are truly important. It was a cold, snowy day 15 months ago when I stood on the steps of the State House in Annapolis and took the oath of office. It was an exciting day, a celebration of a new beginning for Maryland. We pledged to set the bar higher and to create a bolder vision of the future of our state. And beginning on day one, we hit the ground running. We put together an excellent bipartisan team of smart, capable people, all with one shared goal of changing Maryland for the better. We began working hard to make record investments in education and critical infrastructure, and to put people back to work, and to turn our economy around with an ambitious agenda. We were making incredible progress, and then the unexpected happened. Just 90 days after taking office, suddenly our largest city was in flames. As the world watched, homes and businesses were burned, looted, and ransacked. The worst violence in 47 years sought to tear apart the very fabric of this great city. I declared a state of emergency and immediately moved our entire operation from Annapolis to Baltimore. The fires were still burning as I arrived. As the sun was rising the next morning, I was at North and Penn as the smoke began to clear, hugging neighbors who were in tears as they swept up the debris from their homes and their small businesses. I walked the streets of Freddie Gray's neighborhood in Sandtown that first morning, and then neighborhoods all across the city in the week that followed. The community came together. We restored the peace, and we are continuing to work together to improve our communities. And then 60 days after the unrest, just 5 months after becoming governor, I was faced, as Dr. Wilson said, with another unexpected and more personal kind of challenge. It's really hard to put into words what it's like to have doctors that you've just met tell you that you have an advanced and aggressive cancer that has spread throughout your body. Everything sort of comes to a screeching halt. You stop thinking in terms of years or even weeks, and you start thinking of finding a way to simply get through that one moment. Here I was with a wife, 3 children, and a young grandchild, all counting on me. And as a new governor, I had an entire state depending on me. I was full of ideas and plans and hopes, and the world literally stopped on a dime. As it turns out, that was Father's Day weekend. Though I had very tough news to share with my family, it was a special and heartfelt time. And then I had to decide how to tell the people of Maryland, the people whom I was recently elected to serve. On Monday morning, I held a press conference, and of course the questions started rolling in. Would I be able to keep doing my job while undergoing cancer treatment? Would I have to step down? It certainly wasn't a challenge that I asked for or anything that I expected, but I'm a fighter, and I never, ever give up. Over the course of the next 6 months following my diagnosis, I endured aggressive 24-hour-a-day chemotherapy, 3 surgeries, spinal taps, immunotherapy, drug therapies, and countless other procedures. I learned about the ways that cancer and chemotherapy can ravage your body. I learned about the pain, the side effects, and the often overwhelming physical and emotional exhaustion. But it was in the midst of that personal struggle that I was constantly reminded, once again, how blessed and how lucky I truly am. In life, there are going to be things that you can plan for, things you can work toward. And there will be some challenges that you'll see coming. But there are also going to be things that take you completely by surprise, things that will completely blindside you and that will test your will and your character. I suspect that many of you gathered here today can relate to some kind of unforeseen challenge and its reminders of the important things in your life. Thanks to a great team of doctors and nurses, a positive attitude, and the incredible power of prayer, I'm thrilled to be standing here with you today, and I'm so pleased, as Dr. Wilson said, to be able to report to you that I am now 100% cancer-free and in complete remission. my fight helped remind me what is truly important. My family and friends, the support system that saw me through on good days and bad. And I also met some incredible people and their families who were fighting much tougher battles than my own. Life is fleeting, and you never know how much time you have. So trust me, you want to make the most of every minute of it. I plan to use every single day I'm given to improve the quality of life for the people of Maryland that I serve and to be worthy of the office that I hold. So figure out what's important to you and hold on to it. Keep people around you who make you a better person and who keep you grounded. Stay true to who you are. Embrace that which makes you unique. Do what you are passionate about. Take bold risks. Challenge the status quo. Don't ever give up, and keep a healthy perspective on the truly important things in life. Looking out at all of you today gives me hope for a better future. I'm incredibly optimistic for each and every one of you as you move on to the next chapter in your lives and as you continue the pursuit of your dreams. Thank you again for the opportunity and the honor of speaking with you this morning. On behalf of all of the people of a grateful and proud state, I want to extend our most sincere congratulations to each and every one of you on all of your incredible accomplishments. Good luck. God bless each and every one of you, and may God continue to bless Morgan State University and the great state of Maryland. Thank you.
Please join me in giving another round of applause to Governor Hogan for really an inspiring address this morning. Thank you very much, Governor. I'm going to ask Governor Hogan and Chairman Mfume and the other regents to please join me at the podium. I would like to present to Governor Hogan the presidential citation, and I will read it to you. It reads as follows. Morgan State University Presidential Citation, MSU Distinguished Achievement Award, presented to the Honorable Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor of the State of Maryland. I, David Wilson, President of Morgan State University, congratulate you, Governor Hogan, for your outstanding achievements in business and public service, for your rise to the highest office in the state of Maryland as its 62nd governor, for your commitment to making Maryland one of the most successful and competitive states in the nation, and for your superb example of courage, strength, and resolve in the face of challenge. Honors Convocation, April 7, 2016, David Wilson, President.